What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue, man. I'm coming back at y'all boys with another reaction video. Now, for this reaction video, we got how good was Magic Johnson actually. Now, Magic Johnson played in the 70s, so it's hard to compare him to Steph Curry and like guards in this league, right? I love Magic Johnson. I love his game. I love his play style. I love his, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy that they allow him to be a point guard back then. It's crazy that they allowed it. It's crazy. But he got 5 like rings, bro. But it is the 70s though. And like, in my personal opinion, I feel like Curry is better. When you think about point guards, you think about the leader, right? You think about the dude who made, you know what I'm saying, who line up the plays and who made the plays, and that was Magic. That was Magic, you know. But we all know that Curry is over Magic. You know what I'm saying? It's a different era. It's hard to compare. You can't really compare it. I'm not gonna do no more talking. Let's go and get to the reaction video. Man, let's go.
As a 5-time NBA champ, 3-time league MVP, Hall of Famer, and the straw that stirred one of basketball's most famous styles of play, how good was Magic Johnson really?
How good was he?
Humble beginnings. Magic's childhood was far from lavish. He was born in Lansing, Michigan to an assembly worker and a school janitor. Since Magic had 6 siblings and 3 half-siblings, his parents had to work extra hard to provide for the family. Realizing his family needed him, Magic rose to the occasion and often chipped in by joining his father on his garbage collection route. His parents' work ethics were not the only thing to rub off on Magic during his childhood, as he picked up on another integral aspect of their lives, a love for the game of basketball.
If that was his
Magic
dad,
trained with his dad night
bro.
and day, teaching him the ins and outs of the sport. Magic was good, real good. It quickly became clear that Magic had a future in basketball and a chance to give his family a better life. As a 9th grader, he shattered the city record for most points in a junior high game by putting up 48. Then as a sophomore, he recorded 36 points, 18 rebounds, and 16 assists, all in one game. Magic was making a name for himself, literally. This triple-double led to a writer from the Lansing State Journal referring to him as Magic for the very first time, and it became one of the most well-known nicknames in sports history. College life. Magic still had a ways to go in turning the sport he loved into a way to provide for his family. Even though he was a 2-time All-State selection and a McDonald's All-American in high school, he needed to prove himself all over again at the collegiate level to potentially one day hear his name called at the NBA draft. But being referred to as one of the best players to ever come out of the state of Michigan, Magic had his pick of the litter when it came time to choose a college. He landed on Michigan State after deciding staying close to home was important to him. Magic actually didn't consider this to be a launchpad for the NBA. Instead, he focused on becoming a TV commentator by majoring in communications, which isn't all that shocking when you consider his outgoing personality. But his plan B wouldn't hold him back. Magic thrived on the hardwood for the Spartans and quickly became one of college basketball's brightest stars. As a freshman, he averaged 17 points, 7.9 rebounds, and 7.4
I personally never watched
into the March Madness Elite
college
8.
highlights.
Sophomore year, he put up nearly identical numbers, but this time, he led Sparty all the way to a national title. It was the most watched college basketball game ever. Magic outdueled Larry Bird and was named the Final Four's most outstanding player. A star is born. Magic's rookie season ended up being one for the long time. Him and Larry Bird. After dominating college basketball for 2 seasons, Magic decided to enter the 1979 NBA draft, possessing such a unique skill set for someone standing at 6'9" and coming off a national title. It was no surprise that Magic went #1 overall. And while top picks usually join organizations who have fallen on tough times, he was drafted by the Lakers. The Lakers were coming off 3 straight playoff appearances and only had the first pick as compensation for losing a free agent a few years earlier. But being the #1 pick and playing in a city like LA for a team consistently reaching the postseason, there were sky-high expectations for Magic. The pressure didn't faze Magic one bit. He managed to live up to those and then some. As a rookie, he averaged 18 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 7.3 assists per game, and was named to the All-Star team. And if that wasn't enough, he was a starter, a very rare and prestigious honor for a rookie. In addition to individual success,
starter.
Magic helped the Lakers reach the finals after
As
going
a rookie.
60-22 in the regular season. Then when LA was up 3-2 in the series against the 76ers, Magic's running mate Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was ruled out for Game 6 due to injury. People counted out the Lakers because of this. They had no faith in Magic. But Magic was used to overcoming tough times, and with his family counting on it, he had no choice but to rise to the occasion. He led the Lakers that night
think he had to play center, if I'm not
107
mistaken.
win, as he put up one of the greatest stat lines in finals history. 42 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 steals. He was named
As
NBA
a
Finals
rookie,
MVP, becoming the only rookie to ever do so. That sweet taste of victory didn't last long, because Magic's second season in the league was one plagued by injury. He suffered torn cartilage in his left knee and was forced to miss 45 games.
Yeah.
This didn't stop the Lakers from paying him, though. They recognized they had a one-of-a-kind talent in Magic, so they decided to give him a one-of-a-kind contract. The two parties agreed to a 25-year, $25 million contract, which at the time was the highest-paying contract in sports history. Showtime. With a recovered game
Imagine
and
how
healthy
much
bank
money he
account,
would've
it was
got
time
paid
for
in
Magic to
today's-
lead LA back to
he
the
would've got
promised
paid.
land. After
Oh
a
my
disappointing season in which they got knocked out in the first round of the playoffs, Magic looked like himself again. He nearly averaged a triple-double with 18.6 points, 9.6 rebounds, 9.5 assists, and a league-leading 2.7 steals per game that year. He also joined Wilt Chamberlain and Oscar Robinson as the only players to ever record 700 points, 700 rebounds,
I ain't know that.
700 assists, all in one
I ain't know
season.
that.
Thanks to Magic's stellar play, the Lakers found themselves back in the finals, where they would again knock off the 76ers in 6 games. After recording a series-clinching triple-double, Magic was named Finals MVP for a second time. But the following year, Philly would finally get their revenge on Magic in the Lake Show. They were again facing off in the finals, but things were different this time. The Lakers were riddled with injuries, with James Worthy, Bob
James
McAdoo,
Worthy
and
was
Norm
tough.
Nixon all hurt in that series. When they call him
James
Magic,
Worthy was
he
tough.
couldn't take on the 76ers alone. Revenge became a recurring theme, as did the Lakers making the finals. After leading LA to a third consecutive trip to the championship series, Magic ran into an old foe in Larry Bird, who in an
There you
epic
go.
7-game series avenged his loss to Magic in the NCAA national title game. But this just made Magic hungrier to win more
Larry
than
Bird
ever.
was
A
black,
year
bro.
later,
Larry
the
Bird
Lakers ran
played
into
like
the
he was
Celtics
black.
in the finals
Larry
again,
Bird,
winning this time in 6
Larry Bird was
games and
tough,
reclaiming
man.
their throne, as Magic averaged 18.3 points and 14 assists per game in the series. After 4 straight finals appearances, the 85-86 season saw the Lakers fall in the conference finals, bringing an end to their impressive streak. The following season, with people wondering whether Magic was over the hill and the Lakers dynasty had come to a close, Magic averaged a career-high 23.9 points per game, while adding in 12.2 assists on his way to winning
Like,
his
bro, I
first
can't
regular
see
season MVP
Magic
award. It
averaging
wasn't
it.
just a regular season to remember for Magic.
Like, I always
His
watch
dominance
his highlights,
extended into
it's
the
always
postseason,
passing.
where he showed
And, like,
he
every
wasn't
time
ready
he
to give up
shoot,
his
it's
crown,
ugly.
as
Like,
he added another
it is-
title
I-
and Finals MVP award.
But it
to
was
his
the
growing
70s
legacy.
and the 80s,
Magic
though.
then had
Ain't
enough
nobody
championship
was really
rings
good back
to
then.
fill his hand. Magic would go on to make the finals in 2 of the following 3 seasons and bring home 2 more regular season league MVP awards. Hollywood ending. We thought Magic would continue to win awards and
Uh-oh.
compete for titles for years to come.
Here it come.
Then everything changed in an instant. While undergoing a physical prior to the 91-92 season, it was discovered that Magic's life would change forever. He tested positive for HIV. In a press conference on November 7th, 1991, Magic made the news public and announced that he would be immediately retiring from the NBA. The news
LA
transcended
girls.
the sporting world. It was all people could focus on. More than a decade later in 2004, it was named ESPN's seventh
They
most
used to be
memorable
scared,
moment of the
like, to
previous
play with him,
25
'cause if
years.
he got
Then,
cut,
even though Magic was
blood.
retired,
I'd
fans
be
voted
scared
him
to
as
play
a
with him,
starter
too.
for the 92 NBA
Yeah,
All-Star
HIV,
game.
I
Magic
wouldn't
picked
even
up
want to touch
exactly
him.
where he left off,
I'm dead
filling up
serious.
the stat sheet with 25 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds. On his way to being named the game's MVP, being named a starter demonstrated just how much fans and his fellow NBA peers respected him, and his performance proved just how good he was. The same should be said for his inclusion in the 92 U.S. Olympic basketball team roster, better known as the Dream Team. There was zero debating that Magic belonged on one of the greatest, if not the greatest, basketball teams of all time. Following a brief stint as coach of the Lakers, Magic unretired and laced him up in the purple and gold one more time during the 95-96 season. Even at 36, Magic made his impact on the court, averaging 14.6 points, 6.9 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game.
For it to be your last
season.
That's good.
He retired after the season ended, saying, "I'm going out on my own terms," something I couldn't say when I aborted a comeback in 1992. Legacy. Magic's resume was about as lengthy as they come.
Now,
he was a 5-time NBA champ, 3-time Finals MVP, 3-time regular season MVP, 12-time All-Star, 2-time All-Star Game MVP, and 9-time All-NBA first teamer. Over his 13-year career, he led the Lakers to the finals
he had a great career,
9 times, while averaging 59 wins per season. Such sustained excellence is rare in any sport. But he didn't just rack up personal achievements and bring his team success. Magic transformed the way the game was played. At 6'9", he broke the mold of what was viewed as the ideal point guard, showing that position didn't have to be reserved for just the small guys. Magic played a positionless type of basketball that was not normal back then, filling in wherever his team needed him. His combination of size, athleticism, and ability was unheard of. He paved the way for and inspired generations to come. Guys like LeBron James and LaMelo Ball. His fast-paced style and prevalence of flashy plays earned him and the Lakers the nickname of Showtime. To this day, Magic is still referred to as one of the best, if not the best, point guards the game of basketball has ever seen.
Always. Alright, man, that does it for the reaction video. Magic Johnson is always going to be a legend. He's always going to be one of a kind. Most of these facts that they told me, I already knew, because obviously you can tell by my background, I love basketball. So most of the stuff he said, I already knew. But I hope y'all boys learned something though, like about Magic. How good was Magic? Back then he was tough. Back then in the 70s, the 80s, he was tough. But you can't compare him to Steph Curry, bro. You can't compare him to today's league. It's different. It's different. Just like what Michael Jordan said, you can't compare different eras. You can't do it because it was different. The game was different. You can't do it. But we all know Magic Johnson was tough, and him being 6'9", him supposed to be at the forward position, him being at the guard position was actually like a blessing, because the way that he plays, his passing, he was supposed to play guard. Literally, he was literally supposed to play guard, and they talking about him averaging 23. I cannot see Magic averaging. I just can't see him averaging points regardless. I can just see him passing, bro. I don't know, man, but hope y'all boys enjoyed this video. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Man, I'm out.